Hey guys, how's it going, companion? Today I'm going to talk about the face, the SMOrc action. Um, Basically, there is actually some strategy to going YOLO face, and it's something I've picked up on a bit recently. One thing that I've done, and I think it's improved my arena game considerably recently, is I don't necessarily draft different cards. I draft a little bit earlier game because that's what people are doing these days. You got to keep up with the norm. But the main thing that I've done that's really helped me out is I've started to like shift gears. So in a game, even though I'm playing like a controlled deck, if the situation is fitting enough, I've learned to change into a tempo game or change into a face game. And a face game often is very similar to a tempo game. Sometimes it's actually the same thing. The tempo is, you want to put people on a clock, you want efficient turns, you want to end the game within a very controlled fashion that so I will end the game like 2 turns from now, and you play as if the game will end 2 turns from now. Sometimes face seems a lot like that, but is more kind of like a general strategy. It's often less precise, but knowing the principles of it are very important. Today I had a shaman run. It was a pretty good deck. I went 12-1, but had I not changed my strategy mid-game, I don't think I would have gone 12 wins. So I'll show you guys some of those games, and let's go over some of the concepts here. So the first is there are some things that you do to lead into a specific type of game. So if you have a very slow deck, if you have like a lot of late game dudes, you're probably playing the control-ish game where you want to prolong the game to actually make use of your like 7 or 8 drops. And if you don't have the tools to do that, if you don't think you'll be able to do that, well, yeah, that's basically when you lose. The tempo game is you kind of need a lot more early game than your opponent, and you're dumping cards, and you're basically going to run out of steam before a control deck does. And if you can kill them by the time you run out of steam, you're going to win, obviously. If not, you're going to lose. A face game is kind of close to tempo, but it mostly has to do with forcing your opponent to trade into you. It's a little bit of a more basic strategy. And this can be extremely useful in a few scenarios. If you're playing like Hunter, you're basically playing the face game because it's very difficult to actually utilize your hero power to lead into a game where you can control all aspects. So if you're playing Hunter, you're almost always playing the face game. But if you're playing other classes, you're usually going to have to reach a point in the game where you flip from controlling to the face. And when is that? So one way is you have a lot fewer cards than your opponent, or you realize that you have a much worse deck than your opponent, specifically in the late game. And you realize that if I play a card, they play a card, and we trade, that you're not going to win this game because 4 turns from now you're going to have 0 cards and your opponent's still going to have some cards. So in that case, it's very unlikely that you're going to win. So what you can start doing is you assume additional risk and you go face because it's the only way you're going to win. So if you go face in that situation where he has some board, you have some board, but instead of trading, you do face damage. If you develop your board further, and if they have, like a flame strike, yes, you might get absolutely crushed. But if it seems to be the case where you're not actually going to win if you trade 1 for 1, your only real chance to win is to play into their board clear sometimes. And, well, sometimes they don't have the board clear, and that is actually the only way you're going to win those games. Other times is when you realize your opponents have a very specific type of creatures. In Arena, we call them good creatures. They're basically the super sticky, super fucking annoying creatures that take like multiple hits to kill. And if you want a really good example, I can give you guys Haunted Creeper. So let's say you have 3 Chillwind Yetis. Well, if you're playing a super control game and you're sure you're going to win because you have a lot of cards, maybe a low amount of life, and your opponent has literally nothing, it may be a decent case where you kill the Haunted Creeper with a Chillwind Yeti, and you use your other 2 Yetis to kill the 1/1s. That's like the super controlling fashion. The other is you take those 3 Yetis and you attack his face, because if he has to attack into your Yeti, he's basically going to do absolutely nothing. Now, this is a very extreme case, but I want to illustrate it as an example so you guys can really understand what I'm talking about. You know, sometimes their super ass annoying creature is not a Haunted Creeper. Let's say it's a Shielded Minibot. A Shielded Minibot really is a 2/2 creature. It becomes more than that if you attack into it, because if you attack into it, it's going to do 2 damage, then on his turn, it's going to do another 2 damage. But if you count the amount of damage that it can do in one cycle of turns for each player's, it's only going to do 2 if you attack face, but it's going to do 4 if you attack into it. So if you play for the face, you can ignore these super annoying creatures if you have more basic creatures, and you can, the other phase, you can make use out of board clear cards if you're winning. So the way Hearthstone works is, if you have board initiative, if you have creatures that can attack into your opponent's creatures, that means you have like some control over the board. And if you're trading into creatures when you're attacking with creatures and you have a somewhat even number, you're usually going to come up ahead in those trades because you choose what attacks what. This is very, very obvious. What happens in this is like you start winning more. Okay. However, if you're in a winning situation and you're sitting on cards, but these cards aren't useful because you're not losing, like Explosive Trap, like Lightning Storm, like Forked Lightning, you know, these cards, if you're just slamming into his board, not letting him have anything, are going to sit as dead cards, and you're actually going to lose because you're going to trade 1 for 1, then eventually they're going to play one big dude, and you have like Lightning Storm and a bunch of Forked Lightnings, and suddenly these cards are absolutely terrible. So the winning scenario is actually to go face and begin losing intentionally. It's a bit weird, but this shift of gears is a very important one, a very important tool that you really need to learn and use in Arena. So yeah. Interesting stuff. Hearthstone is a little bit more complicated than it seems, and I thought I'd show you guys the somewhat vast complexities of SMOrc Arena. Go and face. As basic as it may seem when you're playing in Constructed with Face Hunter, it is not really that simple when you play a mid-rangey deck that you shift one way or another when you play either Constructed or Arena with. So I wanted to show you guys what that's like. Maybe learn a few things, but at least enjoy the games. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Can't really keep the Earth Elemental against the Mage. I need the other type. Kind of shitty.
We must cleanse the Sunwell.
Okay. No, I think it was a very smart play. Oh, that was stupid. I should have positioned that better. Yeah, I didn't play around Chrono Cold. That was bad. This Worgen. He's gonna survive until the turn he gets flame striked. Good for him, I guess.
You gotta be kidding me!
I wonder.
I don't really know what I'm doing right now. Flame Strike kind of wrecks. I'm just thinking if he doesn't have a Flame Strike, he has like small stuff. If he has small stuff, maybe I can get away with a Lightning Storm on the remaining Venture Code plus the small stuff. Nope. Strike. Want to attack with Bloodfin instead? Yeah, maybe I should have.
I serve the Fire Lord.
Die, landlubber! To Northrend! Mind if I roll me?
And go all in. He's really low. So if I can make a push, I might just win here. Like, even if he has Fireball, he has to spend 6 mana doing it, and I push with damage with that. I'm out of cards, so pushing for damage is pretty much my only way to win. Yeah, Frostbolt. No. Rip.
My eyes are open. Feel the power.
Dem dips. Yeah, there's no way I would have won a control game. I think my main mistake was taking too long to realize that. I'll keep Fire Elemental. I like the card. Okay. Veil Reaver again.
Wanna blow something up?
Another Bomber. Another bad RNG for me. This sucks.
We must cleanse the Sunwell.
Okay. Yeah, he's gonna roll 70% again. So far I played the Worgen 3 times, and 2 times I had a Bomber, and both those times I killed it.
Wanna blow something
That's a bad idea. I don't really want to totem. If I totem and get a heal, I could fork lightning, but
Push forward.
it's not that good. I think it's the best play. Can I get around? I can win a control game, I think. There's no chance I could against the last mage, but maybe this one. Okay, let's try it. It's just that I have a ridiculous damage swing if this creature sticks.
Do you like to play with fire?
It's kind of bad. That's fine. It's a little bad, but it's fine. Fireball my face. Okay.
Elements guide.
Alright, we can play this game. Why would you try to race a Fell Reaver?
What to do?
I'll show them. I'll show them all.
Damn. Wind speaker gone. He needs 2 other fireballs. If he has it, he's gonna win, I guess.
Just me and Mr. White.
He has to play 2 more cards for me not to draw here.
Engaging TC-130 into this locator.
Cards. I'm out of cards. Job's done.
Kind of want to do that, but it's not that big of a deal. You can kill basically anything with a power mace.
My work is paramount. Leave me alone.
Oh shit.
Elements guide me. For the king!
Yeah, that's kind of shitty. Well, there's no need to overload here, so...
X marks the spot.
Elements guide me.
So I traded Earthshock for the Spider Bro, got the weapon down. Yeah, the trades have been fair so far. I think this is actually a higher tempo play.
Shields off. Red alert. Shields off. Red alert. You love my new recipe. X marks the spot.
The frost wolves stand ready.
Die, landlubber.
I can't deal with all that garbage. This guy's just playing annoying board control crap. If he's got an Equality or Consecrate, I'll just lose, but if he doesn't, I should just smash his face then, really. It's pretty good.
Wanna blow something up?
It's really good.
Not on my watch.
Lightning Storm would be pretty good here.
Reporting for duty. Feel the power.
Die, landlubber. Die, landlubber. Die, landlubber.
Okay. YOLO, boys. Second best outcome for the Shredder. Maybe a doggy would have been worse. I don't know. Or flame time. I don't know. It's pretty bad though. It's a pretty bad outcome from a Shredder. That's for sure. Face? Yeah, guys. This is like a YOLO deck. If you play a YOLO deck controlling, you will get fucked. Do I really even lose if he gets a heal here? Not really. For him to stay alive, he has to attack face with True Silver. Have fun with that shit, dude.
Move quickly.
Winner. Like, how the fuck was I gonna beat that deck without like just going YOLO face? There's no way I was going to.